Hi there, and thank you for tuning in to the Social Circus, where every week we dive into a variety of topics covering social media, mindset, and how to run your business. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode.
Hello there, and welcome to episode 3 of the Social Circus. I am your host, Sarah Thompson, and this week is a solo episode, and I'm so excited because I'm talking all things Christmas content. Now, if you happen to be tuning in, you can see that I am wearing my Christmas shirt and my little Christmas bauble hat. And I thought I really need to get into the spirit of this because it is a really fun episode. Now, I will just let you know I'm going to be sharing a lot of tips in this episode. So what I suggest you do is pause me right now and grab a pen and paper so you can take some notes. Now, what I really want you to do is leave from this episode awash with ideas, because it is so fun to get engaged with your audience during Christmas on your social media. And many of us get really busy ourselves, and our social media actually takes a dive when what it should be doing is it should be flourishing. This is a great time to be on your social media. A lot of your audience are spending a lot more time on socials themselves, and this is when you can start to show up and engage and connect with them. But I want to say this: make it fun and make it simple. It is really easy to get carried away with very complicated ideas and forget that our audience are incredibly busy and incredibly distracted. Now, the other thing that I want you to think about is how can you make your audience's life easier? So at this time of year, people are really high stress at the end of this year. They're running out of momentum. They're really looking forward to that. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, we have our summer holidays, those long extended vacations. And there's lots going on. And what we're really looking for is to kind of go on social media and actually enjoy our time on there, because it's really fun and we're enjoying it. So if we can make our socials a place where people can get that, they're going to come back and find our content time and time again. So I'd encourage you to think about making it fun and making it simple. Now, if you're incredibly busy and you're like, oh, there's just no chance that I can do anything at this time, I want you to think of a couple of ideas that I would really encourage you to do during this time. The first post that you want to put up is one that lets your audience know what your plans are for Christmas, i.e., when will your business be closed and what will this mean for them? So this is a really important post to put up. I would recommend that if you're going to put it up, pin it on your Insta so it's pinned at your profile. And on Facebook, you can make it an announcement post so it's pinned at the top. Because what this does is it makes it really clear to people what will be happening for them. So my business, this year I'm closing, I think it's the Friday, the 8th of December. I'm closing quite early. I've got a lot of family coming from the UK. But from my audience's perspective, my assistant will still be working. And so it will be business as usual in terms of communication. So I won't be putting up a Christmas closure because whilst I'm not available, my business will still be running. So I want you to think about if you are going to close, and I want to say this because I think social media feels like this starving monster that needs to be fed all the time. And it kind of is, but I want to remind you that you have your own business. You chose to run a business so that you could run it on your terms. Now, it is so important for you to take a break. Now, I want you to put on your social media, I'm closed and I will not be responding for 2 weeks. Because what that then allows you to do is take an actual break, not like log into your socials, reply to emails every day. Give yourself some time and space. And this is so important. If we don't want to burn out in a business, we have to step away from it at some point. So I want you to think about how can you do that in your business. So if that is you and you need to take a break, set those expectations on when you're going to get back to people, because that's what people really want to know is when am I going to hear back from this person because I've messaged them. If you are in a position where you can get some help over this time, there are lots of VA businesses out there that will not only answer your emails and answer your socials, but can even answer your phone. So taking a break and stepping away from your business and being closed and not actually tuning into your socials every day is so, so important. So I really want to encourage you to think about doing that and what could that look like in your business. But remember, it's all about good, clear communications. So letting your audience know, having autoresponders on your socials to say when you'll be back, when they can expect a reply. All of those things are really important to do. So consider those. The other posts that I would like you to have a think about is really about sending out some Christmas wishes to everyone. Now, this can be done now, and you can get it done and you can get it scheduled. Now, ideally, I'd love to set a challenge for you all to say that it would be a really great idea for you to do a Christmas video. Now, if you have not videoed yourself before, this is a perfect opportunity to step into that, because it is really easy to do a Christmas video. There is less pressure on you. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be like 20 or 30 seconds of literally wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas from myself and my team, or just myself or me and my dog, or whatever that looks like. But it's a really simple way to start doing videos. And I want to say this right now, in 2024, video is going to continue to be really important. And if you are not able to show up on video, it is going to hold you back in your business. So I'd love to set a challenge from you from today's podcast is to create a simple video of you saying Merry Christmas, thank you for your support, and all the best for 2024. Really, really simple. Now, you can do this with as much or as little effort as you want. You can use all sorts of fun frames and filters on your different social medias, on different apps and things like that. So try all of those things out and make it really simple for yourself. But do a Christmas video. Now, I don't want to give you an out, but I'm going to. If that's too much, take a photo of yourself like me today wearing my little Christmas outfit. If you can't even bother doing that, go into Canva. There's a bazillion Christmas images on there that you can use, but get that Christmas wishes put up for your socials. It's really, really important. Now, the other thing you might want to consider, and again, depending on your budget, you might be able to outsource this, or you could consider just doing it yourself in Canva, is adding some Christmas fun to your branding. So if you have a look on my socials, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be flicking over to my Christmas branding, and my online social butterfly has some really cute little stars to go with it, and it's really fun and pretty. Now, I had this done by my graphic designer and it looks fabulous. I also have some baubles and things like that. If you don't have the capacity to do that, which is totally fine, what you can do is do it yourself in Canva. So pop your logo into Canva, throw some Christmas lights at it, have some fun with it, okay? But just put some festive spirit into it. The other idea that you might want to consider is changing your Facebook cover image over to something with a little Christmas message on it. And for the win, you can actually put your Christmas hours on your cover image as well to make it really easy for your audience to find out what your availability is over Christmas. Now, if you have a product-based business, no doubt Christmas is one of your busiest times, but what I would encourage you to do is to make sure all of your ducks are in a row now. So this means you want to check your website and make sure that everything is running smoothly. Make sure people can complete the transaction, make sure postage is very clear on this so people have a clear expectation on it. And the other thing you definitely want to do is check your commerce is set up through Meta. So on Facebook and Instagram, you can actually tag your products to make it easier for people to purchase from you. So those are two really important things that you want to do. And look, with a product-based business, I know it's very easy to be lax, but the more effort you put in, the better your result's going to be throughout the Christmas period. So don't kind of dismiss this as something that's not important. If you don't have a product-based business and you're not really selling over Christmas, which is definitely the case for my business, why not throw your support behind other small businesses? It is a great opportunity for you to shine a light on. Maybe you have clients who have product-based businesses. Maybe you have friends with product-based businesses, or maybe you love to shop local and you can give a shout out to some local businesses. Whatever that looks like for you, don't be afraid to share other people and put them in the spotlight, because this is a really good way to show that I believe in small business. I'm one myself, so please help and support other small businesses. I really like this idea, and I'm going to be starting this Friday doing my Friday shout outs on my Instagram stories to small businesses that have great Christmas gift ideas. So I will do that every Friday right in the lead up to Christmas. And it really allows me to shine a light on a lot of my clients that I work with who have product-based businesses. We all do shopping. It's a really easy win to do something like that. Now, when it comes to creating content, it doesn't have to be you that creates all of the content. I want you to think about what's called UGC, user-generated content. And this is an opportunity for you to get your audience engaged to create content for you. Again, product-based businesses are a lot simpler because you can say to your audience, why not take a a photo of my my product whilst you're giving it, whilst you're using it. Really, really simple. But you can give your audience opportunities to talk about Christmas and have some fun activities and games that you can play, particularly on things like your stories, where you can have engagement and do things like polls. Now, if you want to run ideas for content over multiple days, there are lots of fun ideas for this. And I want to say this, and I know that I have got a couple of podcast episodes where I talk about ChatGPT. I would encourage you to go back and listen to those, because I give you lots of tips on how to use ChatGPT. But one of the things that I would like to do is encourage you to look at using it to help you create a Christmas campaign. So why not look at something really simple like the 12 days of Christmas, or a countdown to Christmas, and you can start on the 1st and finish on the 24th. But if, for example, you're going to do the 12 days of Christmas, what you can do is you could say to ChatGPT, I'm going to use my business example. I am a service-based business and I do not sell over the Christmas period because I don't have anything to sell. I do, but I just don't have anything relevant. So I would like you to create a 12 days of Christmas idea where I can put out useful hints for my business owners to help them make Christmas less busy for themselves. And then I could say to ChatGPT, once it gives me all those ideas, can you please rewrite that into the 12 days of Christmas song for me so that the little couplets all rhyme? And I saw this done last week and I was so impressed with how clever it was, how well it did it. And it just takes all the work out of us sitting there thinking about, I don't have 12 ideas, or it's going to be really hard for me to do that. This is a way of making life easier for yourself. So if you're not using ChatGPT in your business already, this is a really great way to do it. So I could give my audience 12 days of closing out the year, for example. So, planning for next year, goal setting, closing this year, lots of ideas around that. But remember, don't make it complicated. Don't ask people to do lots of difficult things because they're already busy, they're already distracted. And to be honest, they're already kind of tired. That at the end of the year, people are really running out of steam. So think about giving them one action, one tip, one idea, really keeping it simple. Now, if you want to keep those themes running over multiple days, remember, you can have things like the countdown from the 1st of December to the 24th of December. And again, giving people ideas across those days is really fun and helps make it a little bit easier for them to kind of go, oh, I like this. I'm going to keep coming back and looking at it each and every day. Now, if you're feeling very creative and clever, I've got some ideas for you that I'd love you to consider. So if you love your website and are quite good at editing it, you can actually hide a Christmas present on your website and use your socials to drive traffic and say, there's a prize on my website. I'm giving a gift of this. The first person who finds it will win it, and you can take it off there. So obviously it involves you knowing how to use your website and be able to respond to things really quickly, but it's a really fun activity and it will drive traffic to your website, which is definitely what we want. And I'll give you a little hint. Put it on a page where you've got a really great offer where you might even get people to read and then submit it. The other thing you can do is do a treasure hunt across your different social media platforms. So you'd obviously want, I'd say, at least 3 platforms to make this work, but you could send people from one platform to the next to the next. And ideally, you'd want to use this activity for some sort of list building. So the final destination could be a landing page saying, congratulations, you've made it to the end. If you give me your email address, I'll send you a little free gift. And you can send them a little digital download, a little freebie opt-in that you have in your business that you would be happy to share. So it's all about having a little bit of fun. The other thing that you can do is a little bit like Where's Wally. You can hide something in each and every one of your posts that you create. And now on Christmas Eve, you can say, just for fun, every day since the 1st of December, I've hidden a little photo of myself in every single one of my images. Why don't you go back and see if you can find it? So again, it doesn't have to be prize-based. It can just be a little bit of fun. The other thing that you can do, and this is probably only going to be in those last few days before Christmas, and I did this a few years ago, and I have to say now that we have ChatGPT, I'm kind of keen to revisit it, is you can let Santa take over your social media. So again, you could say to ChatGPT, tell them who you are, like my business is digital marketing and I do coaching and training. I'm going to be on holidays and I want Santa to take over my social media. I want it to be fun. I want him to share what life is like in the North Pole. I want him to be full of cheer and ideas. And I want him to give some tips on how we can be less overwhelmed in our business in the last 4 days before Christmas. all of that instructions is going to spit out some amazing posts that I can just simply put out on my socials and have some fun with them. So I'd really love you to do that as well. Other things that you can do, if you're like me, I'm notorious in my family for having really bad taste in Christmas music. And it goes up on the 1st of December when my tree goes up, and the Christmas music plays for the whole month of December in my house. Sorry, family. But what you want to do is, why not use Spotify? If you have a Spotify account, you can set up Spotify playlist, and I could call it like Sarah's Daggy Christmas Tunes. And I can share it with my audience for a little bit of fun. And what it actually does is it allows people to get to know me a little bit better and to understand who I am. So why not have a try at something like that and just step outside the norm, because Christmas is the time when you can have some fun on your social media. And I want to say this, I think as business owners, we get very driven by social media being this very serious marketing activity. And what we actually forget is that on the other side of that screen is our audience, who are mostly there when they're scrolling. What they're actually trying to do is relax and have some downtime. And so quite often our social media content can create a disconnect with our audience, because they're trying to relax and we're there trying to sell and be really serious. So I want you to have a little try during the Christmas period to have a little bit more fun on your social media. I really want you to kind of let go of some of the things that you kind of feel anxious about and kind of put yourself under pressure of, this is how I have to show up, this is how I have to be, this is what I have to do. And I want you to ask yourself, how can this be easy? How can it be fun? All right. And I want you to also consider, how can you make the life of your audience the same? Because at this time of year, more than ever, we are seeing people super stressed out. This year, 2023, has been incredibly challenging for so many of us, for so many reasons. And that means we're almost entering December without our usual festive cheer. We're kind of exhausted. We're fed up. We're like, oh, please let next year be easier. And so with that in mind, I want you to think about, if you were sitting with your audience right now, like your favorite ideal customer, how would you help them? What would you offer them that would make starting 2024 a little bit easier, or make going into that Christmas festive time a little bit easier? So remember, those simple tips that we can give people that will help them with this are really, really important. So I want you to ask yourself, what can I do for my audience that is going to make the next few weeks easier for them? Because if you do that, I'm telling you now, they will be more engaged with your content. They will have connected with you and your business. And what that means for you going forward is you've put down some really great building blocks that is going to help them feel confident that if I want to do, something, this is the person that I should be working with. And we really want to establish ourselves as that person of authority. But that doesn't mean we always have to approach our socials with that serious authoritarian voice. We can have some fun, show a different side to ourselves, and allow our audience to connect with us throughout the Christmas season in a way that they might not at other times of the year. So that is all from me today. I hope that you have got lots of tips to take away from this. I have a little ask for you right now. As someone who maybe listens to my podcast regularly, I would be so thrilled if you could take the time to leave me a review on your favorite podcast platform. It would mean the world to me if you were able to do that. And I absolutely love receiving your reviews. So that could be your gift to me this Christmas if you could leave me a review. The other thing that I would love you to do is tag me or send me a DM on Insta and let me know that you have taken action on some of my ideas. I want this podcast to be something that you have lots of notes written down from and are going to walk away with and take action on. So if you take some action, please let me know so I can cheer you on. I hope that this Christmas season is going to be a great one for you and your business. And I hope that these ideas are going to help make it really easy for you. So until next week, I'll catch you the same time on the Social Circus. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Social Circus. As your host, Sarah Thompson, I am thrilled that you've chosen to spend your time hanging out with me. I would be so grateful if you could spare an extra moment to go and leave me a review on your favorite podcasting platform. And if you even felt more excited, you could share my podcast with your friends who you think would get great value from it. Thanks so much again for tuning in.